Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new podcast episode. I am joined today by my co host, Various Edits. Say hello, Various Edits.
Hey guys, what's up?
So, before we actually get into the episode, I wanted to apologize for the pings and stuff, which we'll get into on why certain stuff is happening, and the pings in the Discord and the pings. Before we get into it, I want to say thank you, Top Chef 1288, for stopping by. Hello. Sorry about the pings again, guys. It's been kind of a weird episode today. A lot of tech issues. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. So, here's the agenda for today. The agenda, we're going to talk about the Twitch drama, as there's a lot of stuff and what it means for the future of this podcast. Then we're going to talk about the anonymous return. Someone is returning in the final shape. Then we're going to go over the TWAB, and in the TWAB, there's a certain part that I want to talk about. So that's going to be a surprise there. And then we're going to talk about Season of the Deep and my thoughts on it, as well as my co-host Various Edits thoughts. And then we're going to talk about our thoughts on the dungeon, as Various has completed it yesterday. Then we're going to talk about the server issues and kind of touch on ways they can fix that. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, Various Edits, do you want to explain kind of what the drama is in regards to Twitch?
So, Twitch has basically decided we're going to make it 1,000 times harder for you to promote stuff on our platform. Any sponsorships or promoting anything, they've made it 100 times harder with a ton of requirements.
What are those requirements for the viewers that are wondering?
So, you can't have a picture of the thing that you're promoting a certain size, and it's pretty tiny.
Oh, so that's an interesting thing. So, I know they're making it harder for how people growing wise. So, because of this issue, me and our co-host Various Edits are going to be switching over to Kick. We're going to be going on Kick.tv. We're going to go to Kick. All things testing are there. So that's why we were having some issues today, is that we were working on swapping over. So right now we are currently live on Kick right now. And so for some reason today, it was deciding not to work over on Kick. So we had some issues, and then OBS crashed once we got it all fixed. But we are back now. We got everything fixed, and I'm actually kind of happy. So, we got some stuff going on. So, the future of this podcast is that we're going to be streaming over on Kick. We're tired of Twitch making money. It's making people hard for them to think. For us as a podcast, it's not about the money. It's about providing an excellent content here over on the platform. And we can't do that on a platform that's making it very hard to grow because of the ads and all of that. So, because of that, we have decided that we are going to swap over to Kick. And for those that are in Twitch right now, and this will also be, if you guys are listening to the episode, it will also be in the description box again if you guys want to watch these episodes live. So the future of this podcast, because of there's a lot of issues and drama going around the community in regards to me, Arcstorm, because certain people are upset because I have an issue with keeping my mouth shut in regards to calling people out for their toxic behavior. I've seen so many toxic behavior that people have been doing. So I've been calling them out because I don't keep my mouth shut because the people are do this. And of course, there's some big content creators that don't like being called out and be held accountable for their actions. So, with that being said, we have decided to kind of back off a little bit and just kind of do this and not have any guests on at the moment. Because they're very hard to get some guests, so we want to save that a little bit. So that's a little bit of the context, the future of this content. We're also getting some professional made overlays and stuff and logos. So all the stuff you guys see is probably going to be changed, hopefully, in the next few episodes. we got that done and paid for. So we got that going on. So the next thing that is coming around on the pipeline is, besides all of that being done, the future of this podcast is going to be between me and Various. Some of the key points of every podcast is talking about each individual TWAB. We're going to be going over the TWAB, talking about what's going on new for the week. And who knows, maybe down the line, there will be a specialty stream where we stream Destiny. I haven't officially pulled the plug on that yet. So that's just some ideas that are currently being tossed around. So that's the future of the podcast. We're no longer going to be streaming on Twitch. So today's the last day. If you guys want to go follow the Kick, where you guys can see this live, and then it will also be on Spotify. Come out soon. And if you guys haven't already, if you guys are on Twitch, go down to the About Me page and make sure you guys click on the Twitter, the podcast Twitter, and follow that so you guys are notified when we upload a new episode on Spotify. So that's it for the future talk of the podcast. So a few weeks ago, we got the PlayStation trailer. With the PlayStation trailer, we had a certain person be revealed. Various. Do you want to say who is that special guy returning that's near and dear to our hearts?
Cade.
Winner is Cade 6. So we got Cade 6 returning. We don't know how he returns, but there's a couple things I want to touch on with his return. Supposedly, Cade's return is going to feature in light and final shape. He is going to be returned. We don't know his parts or how he comes back. We know that they have attempted to go through the giant pyramid shape thing in the Traveler, but unfortunately when a Guardian went through it, he was blasted with his past, present, and future all at once. His body couldn't take that, and neither could his ghost, so he died and got melded into his ship. So that's a downside. But as we saw in the trailer, Ikora got in there somehow. And no, it's not a Traveler Heaven at this point because Ikora still has her ghost. But we haven't seen Cade with his ghost, and he has been changed. His horn is no longer painted, and his stuff is no longer. His face is a different color, and his eyes are also a different color. So we got him. So next up, if you guys are watching, I'm going to add a certain tab on things so you guys can see the exact TWAB. And we're going to open up on the TWAB. So this is something new I am trying. So here is the TWAB. Give me 1 second. Okay. So this week at Destiny, we're just going to give a quick rundown. It is unfortunately no longer going to be called This Week at Bungie. It is going to be changed to TWID, This Week in Destiny. This is the setup for the marathon release. I am actually kind of sad myself as I remember the TWAB. Unfortunately, I never got a TWAB t-shirt, and thank God I did, as it's going to take some money to get more TWAB t-shirts and change it to TWID. So then we got the best dress. Make sure you guys got to June 15th, 3 days from now, to tweet with the hashtag drown in the drip for exclusive to be able to be featured in the featured in the article, their pamphlet. There is Grandmasters. Grandmasters are going to be coming back Tuesday at Reset. Then this was a certain stuff I wanted to talk about. We owe Cali an apology that they have 2.7 million hours in Last Wish during the first week of Season of the Deep. That is more than they had than the launch in 2018. It is, and then we can get, there is a sniper that I am actually trying to get. The Supremacy got rewind, therefore you never have to reload. That is how good the Supremacy is. I am actually kind of salty myself at this point in time. So we owe her an apology for that. Some fixes coming Tuesday. We'll only get one deep site from it, so have fun trying to grind them all over again. Unfortunately, I only did it once, so I didn't get very much. Bester Arabis and the Kepra's Horn is being fixed, as well as some other stuff going on. And then we got the movies of the week, player support. There's some issues with the Trials emblem. Decrypting is not working properly. The grenade barricade. So here's some movies of the week. So that is so far the issues of what's going on with the TWAB and stuff. So the next thing up is the Season of the Deep's thoughts. Various, you know what? You can go first this time. Go ahead and talk about your thoughts on Season of the Deep.
I think it could be a lot better than what it is right now.
Can you talk a little bit more about that?
So, the story, as far as at least I know, all we're doing is doing something in water, and bringing back a piece of coral for a fish to say something through Sloan. And that's it. And we're just going to keep doing that every week.
Okay. So he's bringing up some good points. The missions seem repeatable. Unfortunately, it is not just about that. So Sloan and Asa have a connection. But since Sloan is partially taken, who I didn't know was a guardian until recently playing this storyline. Unfortunately, with her being guardian, their connection is rocky. So they need the coral to continue providing information. The reason Asa is so important is that she knows about the witness, the big giant bad boy. So she is currently knows all about that. So she's the only one who can do it. Yes, the mission seemed repeatable. Unfortunately, my thoughts on the Season of the Deep, they did really well designing Titan. The Titan looks amazing. We're using kind of a reuse assets, but they're worth it to me. Next up, Zero Wrath. Oh, her voice lines are amazing. I love her voice lines this season. It makes us feel like, oh shit, she's important. So, next up, my thoughts on Season Deep. The storyline is getting kind of there. I like the storyline. The deep dives are amazing. I love having to try to steal air bubbles from one of my teammates. We're always fighting over air bubbles, and to play those missions feel really, really nice. I really enjoy playing those missions. So, that is my thoughts so far on Season of the Deep. Well, Varus, I'm going to pass over the mic to you and let us know your thoughts on the dungeon, the brand new Ghost of the Deep dungeon that released the first week of Season of the Deep. Go ahead.
So it's pretty good. I think it does a really good job of explaining the storyline a bit more in terms of, like, Oryx. Because as far as we knew, he was just, like, completely kind of gone. Nothing happened to him. It was just like, poof. He's disappeared. Nothing. He doesn't exist anymore. And I love the idea of it being a part of, like, I love that it's the Dreadnought. I think that's such a good setting for this. But second encounter makes me hate the dungeon.
Okay, any other thoughts on it?
Just they have amazing sets, like how they have
Armor
the first
sets.
encounter get now like armor sets, and then just like the sets for the each encounter.
Okay, that seems pretty interesting. So my thoughts on the dungeon. Oh my god, they did amazing with it. I know second encounter, okay, that Titan boss can get very dicky. He's a dickhead, but he's kinda make it like a raid. It feels like a raid. The graphics on it, oh my god, I love the graphics. To be put in that position, it feels like a 3-man raid. I cannot stress enough on how much I enjoy it. Like, I'm enjoying it so much where it wants me to play it every week. And I know that Dick Titan, I cannot tell you how many times he has killed me underwater, but it looks pretty amazing. So, really good with the dungeon. It is very, very hard. But hard can be worth it sometimes. I love how they did with Oryx. He's right. I love seeing Oryx and his Dreadnought. As far as we knew, the Dreadnought was still there. But Oryx was just flying around dead. His worm is missing, so maybe down the line he can come back. Well, the next up, and this is probably where most of the podcast is going to be on, is talking about the servers. Various, do you want to take the lead on this part, or do you want me to?
I can go ahead and do it.
Okay, then you take the lead on it.
So, the servers have been an absolute dumpster fire. Anytime a new season, a new DLC, hell, even sometimes just the weekly update, the servers can just break. Like, we need better servers than just this, because it comes to a point where people are going to start getting tired of this and trying to find the quote-unquote destiny killer because of all of this.
Okay, I understand where he's coming from. But unfortunately, I'm in a full agreement. The servers have been garbage. I can no longer defend Bungie on this. I cannot, in good conscience, excuse their behavior. I understand they're trying. They swapped it from 8 a.m. The servers go down an hour and a half down, hour and a 45-minute downtime to get everything rolled out at day one. Their first time of doing it, they do it. It took from hour and a half to 6 hours that day. And then them just copy and paste the tweet. They just copy and paste it. We're investigating and give you an update in an hour. I think what they need to do is scrap the old engines. They need to just say at the following season, in season 22, we're no longer going to be supporting the next gen consoles. In good conscience, they have to do that. Or find a way to upgrade their servers, because we cannot keep doing that. And Varys is right. People are already being turned away. Them upping their prices from $10 a season to $12 a season is getting out of hand. We cannot keep putting up with that. Various edits. Do you have any thing you want to add to this podcast episode?
So one thing, or a couple things, about them raising the price, that sucks, especially because now you're gonna have to spend like, what, $15 to get it because of silver? I think. Isn't that right?
Yes, I'm unfortunately looking at that right now. I am currently looking at that. But they can't even make money off of Eververse because every time you attempt to go into Eververse, this is something else I wanted to add. It lowers your FPS. A lot of us are staying out of Eververse. I know I have. So let's look under the stuff under Steam. If you guys want to see this, I will pull up my screen right now. There we go. Here is my screen. So view more in store. Fortunately, there's no thing. So, Varys, can you touch on your other stuff you wanted to touch about while I quickly open up D2 and get the silver stuff opened?
So, this is a little fun fact that I found out right before we went streaming. Today is the 5-year anniversary of the E3 trailer for Forsaken. Whenever the story trailer, whenever we saw the big battle with the
Aldrin.
Swarm.
Yeah, so this is 5 years ago today. We got the trailer for Destiny 2 Forsaken. And I'm looking back on it. It was really nice. I didn't start doing my reactions or content till I think it was prior to Beyond Light. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go dig it out. But I'm going to talk about this while we're loading in game. If you guys are looking at any other podcast that you guys want to watch, please go check out the Last City Radio podcast. Unfortunately, I am officially now a co-host on it. I became a co-host on the Last City Radio. So if you guys can come support us every weekend, that would be amazing.
Hey, Ark, would you mind if I add another thing?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm still trying to pull up the silver bundles.
So, another thing is, so, this is kind of just like a pet peeve of mine. It comes to a point whenever people are going to start getting tired of them bringing back a location, but making it so you can't free roam and see the whole destination again.
So you're asking if they're going to bring back a location to bring it back fully so people can explore.
Yes, because there's new people to the game who are like, this is a brand new thing. And they're just making it so you're limited to these parts in these missions. You can't just see it.
Okay. Well, to touch on the podcast episode where you guys can see this, it is 1,500 silver plus another 200 bonus is $15. So you're up $3 you have to spend to get more silver. That is actually kind of upsetting. Because it's like you wanted this and it's more money that you have to put out for them not to fix anything. They like to just put it off. And they expect us to pay more money. So, is there anything else you want to touch on, Varys, before we end this episode?
Yes, like a couple more.
Okay, go ahead. The floor is yours.
So, I hate the twin. I hate it. They should just keep it the TWAB and include marathon, because it's not that hard to make one thing and then just separate it a little bit. They can just do a TWAB, and the first part is either marathon or destiny, and then the second one can be the same thing. So that's kind of dumb, and this is one thing that they really. This is. I've been holding this in since the start of Lightfall. Make it so you can skip the Lightfall campaign, not get the power increase, but unlock Strand, but you don't have to pay $20 for it. Just let us skip it if we want to.
Okay, so give me 1 second to talk about both of those. I understand where a lot of people might not understand it this week at Bungie. That's a marathon, so they're trying to probably keep it separate. I understand that, but you have some good points. And then making it so that what was the last thing you talked about? I can't remember top of my head.
The light fall skips. They should just make those free.
Yes, they should. Some people like restart characters, and I think they should not have to worry about continuing with more stuff like that. I'm in full agreement. I went for the Lightfall skip, and now I have to regrind Strand again on my Titan. I still haven't got Strand fully unlocked yet at this point in time.
Yeah, they should
So,
at least like make it so you unlock all of Strand if you're spending $20.
so any other stuff that you want to touch on?
Nope, I think that's everything.
Okay. Well, before we let's start with the closing bits. Glad to be back, everyone. So, various edits. Where can these amazing listeners find you at?
Like Ark said earlier, I have swapped to Kick, so you can find me at Time of Lightning on Kick. Various edits D2 on TikTok. Gavin Boyo on Twitter, and Gavin on Facebook, and trying to think of anything else. Time of Lightning on YouTube.
Okay, that was a lot to remember. Any Twitter links?
Gavin Boyo.
Okay, I didn't hear that on Twitter. I heard that. Well, you can find, if you guys are just interested in checking me out, the host of this podcast, you can find me over at Arcstorm, at Arcs_Storm2 over on Twitter. You can find me over on Kick at Arcstorm2 over on Kick. You can also find me on Twitch, as I may start streaming on Twitch here and there, at Arcstorm2. You can also find me at Arcstorm2 on YouTube. You can also find me at Arcstorm2 on TikTok. We have a lot of stuff. And if you guys are interested, me and Various have set up a Discord where we are making a giant community Discord. We have plenty of people and plenty of stuff to do. We hope to grow it. Then, if you guys are also interested in joining a clan ran by me and Various, we have a clan. All you guys have to do is shoot me a DM or Various a DM over on Twitter, or come into podcast chat and ask about it. Where you guys can find the podcast. You guys can find it over on Kick at all_things_destiny over on Kick. We also have a Discord. Links are in the description to the Discord. You can also find the podcast at A_T_D_podcast over on Twitter. We also upload the videos over at Arcstorm on YouTube. Arcstorm 2 on YouTube. That is currently where you guys can find the podcast. I know we are very limited. We are working on coming out to more platforms. Hopefully, by the time you guys see the next episode, we will be using a brand new overlays and stuff. But unfortunately, I don't have official date yet, as we just recently got this thing. So I will let you guys know when we officially get the stuff. So if you guys want to go follow the stuff, you guys can see everything we have. I should be having it by the next podcast. Going forward, the podcasts are going to be Sunday nights at 10 p.m. EST. Or if you're in Pacific Standard Time like I am, it will be 7 p.m. Pacific Central Standard Time. So thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you guys in the brand new podcast. Have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye.